Chronic cholecystitis with cholelithiasis. Chronic cholecystitis is the most common type of gallbladder disease. The most common gallbladder disease is chronic cholecystitis. Gross appearance. The gallbladder is generally contracted and the wall is thickened. Contracted with thickened walls. Cut section of wall of the gallbladder is gray white due to dense fibrosis. The cut section of the wall is gray white in color because of dense fibrosis. Because of dense fibrosis, the wall is gray white in color. The mucosal folds may be thickened, atrophied, or flattened. The mucosal folds may be thickened, atrophied, or flattened. The lumen commonly contains gallstones, most often multiple multifaceted mixed type. Other are pure gallstones. The lumen commonly contains gallstones, most often multiple multifaceted mixed type. Most often it is mixed types and sometimes they are pure gallstones, that is made of cholesterol, pigment, and calcium containing, and combined type of gallstones. The gross appearance in chronic cholecystitis, the gallbladder is generally contracted and the wall is thickened. Cut section of the wall of gallbladder is gray white in color because of dense fibrosis. The wall is gray white in color because of dense fibrosis. The mucosal folds may be thickened, atrophied, or flattened. Thickened, atrophied, or flattened. The lumen commonly contains gallstones, most often multiple multifaceted mixed type. Most often it is multiple multifaceted mixed type. Others are pure gallstones made of cholesterol, pigments, and calcium, and combined type gallstones. There are different type of gallstones. These are the gallstones of different type. This is cholesterol, which is yellow white in color. This is pigment gallstones, mulberry shaped gallstones. This is calcium carbonate gallstones, hard gallstones. Okay, this is cholesterol gallstones, pigment gallstones, calcium carbonate gallstones. These are mixed gallstones which are multifaceted, and these are combined gallstones which have smooth surface. Mixed gallstones, and these are combined gallstones. See, this is the gross appearance of chronic cholecystitis with cholesterol cholelithiasis. This is the cholesterol gallstone and the wall is thickened. The wall of the gallbladder is thickened. See, the wall of the gallbladder is thickened externally. Cut surface shows that gallbladder wall is thickened, fibrotic, and gray white in color. The mucosa is velvety. And the lumen contains a single large oval, hard, yellowish white gallstone, cholesterol gallstone. Cholesterol gallstone is generally yellow white in color. Microscopic appearance. Penetration of the mucosa deep into the wall of the gallbladder up to the muscularis layer to form Rokitansky-Askov sinuses. The mucosa penetrates deep into the wall of the gallbladder up to the muscularis layer. The mucosa penetrates up to the muscularis layer to form the Rokitansky-Askov sinus. Variable degree of chronic inflammatory cells like lymphocytes, plasma cells, and macrophages in the lamina propria and subserosal layer. There are variable degrees of the chronic inflammatory cells like lymphocytes, plasma cells, and macrophages in the lamina lamina propria and the subserosal layer, variable degree of fibrosis and thickening of the perimuscular layer. There is variable degree of fibrosis and thickening of the perimuscular layer. Rockitancy Ascoff sinus, that is the penetration of the mucosa deep into the muscularis layer. There is presence of variable degree of chronic inflammatory cells in the lamina propria and the subserosal layer. Variable degree of fibrosis and thickening of the perimuscular layer. Variable degree of fibrosis and thickening of the perimuscular layer. See, this is chronic cholecystitis. There is perimuscular hyperplasia, chronic inflammatory cells in the wall, and Rokitansky-Ascoff sinus in the mucosa. These are the Rokitansky-Ascoff sinus. The mucosa has penetrated deep into the muscularis layer to form Rokitansky-Ascoff sinus. There is hypertrophied muscularis, perimuscular fibrosis is present, hypertrophied muscularis and perimuscular fibrosis is present with mononuclear inflammatory cells. So Rokitansky-Ascoff sinus is there, hypertrophic muscles are there, perimuscular fibrosis is there, and mononuclear inflammatory infiltrate is present. This is the real microscopic picture of chronic cholecystitis. Okay, so there is Rokitansky-Ascoff sinuses, hypertrophied muscularis, perimuscular fibrosis. There is hypertrophy of the muscularis layer, perimuscular fibrosis is present, and there are chronic inflammatory cells, mononuclear chronic inflammatory cells.